Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Snow here, bringing you another video. In the background, what you're seeing is some Black Ops 3 domination. I was using the M8. I hadn't gotten it maxed yet, but I was working on it, so that's why you see the regular red dot, not the ELO. I'm not some noob. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys and excuse me, tell you guys the story about how I got arrested. Now, basically, this was whenever I was 18. I'm 23 now, so this was a long time ago. And I don't do any of this stuff now, so, you know, you don't have to be leaving comments, hey, you shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. And you don't have to unsubscribe thinking that I'm some drug addict, which I'm not. But anyways, I was 18, and me and my buddies were, me and my one buddy, we were selling weed. And we were, you know, just making a couple extra dollars here and there. And on this one particular night, it was a Saturday night, about 1:30 in the morning, we decided we wanted to pick up 5 pounds and make about $600 a piece. And, you know, we set it up and everything, and we're like, okay, we were at work while setting up, and we were like, okay, whenever we get out, we're going to hurry up, sell this, we're going to get done with it, be at my house by 2:30 in the morning, and we'll be all good, all said and done, we'll have our, you know, money. Like, okay, I got geek. Now, back in this time, I still do a little bit, but not so much because I don't really have my own vehicle. But I drove really fast, really aggressive. I was like Fast and Furious whenever I got behind the wheel. I mean, there wasn't a time where I wasn't going under 50 miles an hour. It would be a neighborhood, and I'd be driving 80 miles an hour through this neighborhood. But, so we go down to this little town. Now, I live outside of Pittsburgh. And, you know, late at night and everything, they're all looking for drunk drivers. So I drive down to this little town. There's a 3-way stop sign. I go, I'm doing about 50 miles an hour, 45, 50 miles an hour. I come to the stop sign, I slow down to about 15 miles an hour, and then I make a left at the stop sign. Well, I make a left to go under this bridge. Next thing you know, my buddy starts yelling at me. Yo, dude, you just ran a stop sign in front of 2 cops. I'm like, what? No, I didn't. I look behind me. There's 2 cop cars pulling out of the gas station. I'm like, shit. So I hurry up. Now, there was a bridge. There was an underpass. So I went under the underpass. Right past the underpass, there's a right-hand turn. So I made a right-hand turn real quick, and I made another right-hand turn real quick, and I go to make a left-hand turn and find out that there's no left-hand turns. I'm stuck on a dead-end road. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, really? I go look behind me. Whoop, whoop, the lights go on. I'm like, shit. So I go and pull over. Cop comes up. He's like, you know what I pulled you over today for? I'm like, no, sir. Actually, I did state why he pulled me over. I was like, yeah, I kind of slid past that stop sign. He was like, kind of slid past that stop sign. You didn't even stop. You didn't even make an attempt to stop. I was like, yeah, it's early in the morning, you know, no traffic or anything. And he was like, oh, okay. So he goes back to his car, everything, writes the ticket, comes back to me. He hands me a yellow slip, the ticket, and he's like, okay, I'm giving you a citation for disobedience to traffic control devices. You can sign here. You're not pleading guilty, not guilty, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I go to sign the piece of paper. Next thing you know, he stops. He like kind of pulls the paper away from me. And he's like, is there anything in this car that I should know about? Any guns, weapons, knives, drugs? Now, the cop had no clue, but in my car, I had about 4 or 5 pipes, freaking 2 scales, like my buddy's shit, a whole bunch of shit in the trunk. My car was a fucking wreck, and it had so much illegal shit in the car. I was like, no, officer, there's nothing in my car. He was like, well, can I have the right, can I search your vehicle? Now, at this time, I'm 18, I didn't know really, like, my rights to stuff like that. And the car wasn't in my name, so technically I didn't have the right to give him the right to search the vehicle. He should have called the owner of the vehicle been like, hey, do you mind if we search the vehicle? But me, like a dumbass little 18-year-old kid, I go and say, yeah, I don't care if you search the vehicle. So they have us step out. We go and step out of the vehicle. He asks us again. He's like, is there anything in this car that I should know about? Any guns, weapons, knives, drugs? I was like, no, officer, there's nothing in the car. So he goes to search looking and finds in the door handle, there was a little bag of weed with, I mean, the tiniest, not even a bowl pack, nothing. Like, there was nothing there. And he's like, well, what's this? Pulls out, and I tell him what it is, obviously, because the cop's not stupid and I'm not stupid, and we both knew exactly what it was. And then he's like, I'm gonna ask you one last time, is there anything in this car that I should know about? Any guns, weapons, knives? And then he emphasizes on drugs. I was like, yes, officer. And I went and was completely honest with him. I was like, there's two pipes in the center console, there's a scale in the door, and that's all of mine. That's exactly what I said, all of mine. Now, my buddy had a little tin, and we'll get to that later. So, he goes and finds all this stuff. Now, there was another cop that was new to the force, I guess. And the other cop is interrogating my buddy. And my buddy's not saying a word. He's being the most uncooperative person ever. So he's going and asking, where'd you get this? Where'd you get this? Blah, blah, blah. My buddy's not saying anything. So the guy gets frustrated and he goes on the search as well and starts searching through the vehicle. Reaches under the passenger seat, and there is my buddy's little, I guess, cell kit, you can call it. It was nothing but a baggie with a whole bunch of baggies inside the baggie, and then some rubber bands to tie up the baggies, and some scales. And he was like, he comes up to me, he's like, is this yours? I was like, no, that's not mine, And he goes up to my buddy and he's like, is this yours? My buddy doesn't say a word. So he automatically assumes that, yeah, it's my buddy's. And so they're interrogating us more. They start opening up absolutely everything. They're looking for something big, something huge. Not finding it. Now, I had a fake pistol in my back trunk, so I told him about that, and he didn't really care. He kind of looked at it, opened up the chamber, and then freaking threw it back in the trunk. Nothing. They actually did miss a lot of things, and I'll get back to that later, but there was nothing there. So they go and place us under arrest, and whenever they go to place us under arrest, my buddy starts looking like he's going to run. And I start looking at him, I'm like, please don't fucking do this. Please don't. Now, there were railroad tracks right next to us that my buddy was thinking about taking off towards. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, really? Like, don't pull a crackhead move on me now. So the cops see that he's about to run, so they go and double lock his handcuffs. Now, what a double lock is they got the handcuffs on, and then they'll put a zip tie in between the little links of the handcuffs to pull them together even closer. So he goes and double locks his handcuffs, throw us in the back of the cop car. They take us down to the station. Now, this station is the most crackhead station I've ever seen. It was one little room. It looked like a freaking cage, like that you would put a gorilla in, with a bench with two hooks on each side of the bench to handcuff you to the bench. So they go and throw us in this little, like, gorilla cage, and they go and handcuff us to this bench, and we're thinking, man, we're like fucked. So we end up going through the whole process. They take us our picture, they search us, strip us down, search us. I mean, they do the whole ordeal, and they go to let us go, and they say, okay, you will get what you get in the mail in about a month or so, but you need to call for a ride. So my buddy goes and he's calling everybody, trying to find a ride. We end up finding one of our friends is open. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning by this time, and we go and get picked up by these two friends of ours, and my buddy goes, Dude, you'll never guess. Alright, so this whole time, he was keeping the secret. And the reason why he was so quiet because they were asking us where we got it and everything like that, or where were we getting it and everything. And my buddy, like a smart ass, said some black guy, and they didn't like that too much. So, but I ended up pulling up in front of the dude's house that we were picking it up from. Had no clue. I had no clue where I was even going to begin with. My buddy was actually giving me directions. Yeah, we got pulled over there in front of that dude's house. And knowing that, there were 2 pipes that my buddy shoved in the seat. Like, he reached underneath the seat and basically fisted these pipes up into the seat that the cops never found. So the next day, whenever I got my car out, impound, the 2 pipes were still there. I look back at it as like a huge mistake. In, you know, back then there's a lot of stories, and I can bring you more. Like this video if you want to hear more stupid stories of what we used to do as kids, from the time I was 13 to the time I was 19. I mean, we were just plain old stupid. But at the end of it, I ended up getting a possession of marijuana charge and a possession of drug paraphernalia, and that's it. My buddy, on the other hand, he got screwed over because he was being a dickhead, and he got possession of marijuana with intent to distribute and sell, and then possession of drug paraphernalia. I think it's like a class 3 misdemeanor with the possession of marijuana with intent to distribute or sell. But I mean, that's really it. I ended up going through 6 months probation and ended up getting extended. I ended up on like 3 years of probation. I recently got off like right before my 21st birthday. Right before my 21st birthday, or right after my 21st birthday. I ended up getting off of probation and everything, and ever since then, been good to go. Haven't been arrested or running with the cops since. But anyways, if you like the video and like the story, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of the videos and everything like that, because I'm posting a lot more videos and my subscriber count's actually really going up. But that is it guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace out.